Hi Taurus, my name is Tawana. Today we're going to do a reading for you. I will be using the Work Your Light Oracle deck. I'll also be using the Radiant Wilds Atlas Tarot, the Angel Answers Oracle, and I think that's it for today. This reading won't resonate with every single one of you, but it is intended for persons with a Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placement. And with that said, Taurus, let's jump into your reading right after I drink some water. All right, so let's go. There's so much to say. Let me just start by saying that. And for those of you who don't know, my sun sign is Taurus. So yeah, I am eager to read for us. I'm eager to tap into our energy. All right, so the first card we have is Starseed. But before I say that, Taurus, before I go into this reading, I almost already know and feel that this reading won't resonate with a lot of you right now. It feels like this is a reading that's almost preparing you for what's coming in your future. Maybe within the next couple of weeks, maybe within the next month. It's going to be different for all of you. But this energy does not feel like it's happening like right now. So I just want to prepare you guys for that. It feels also eerily similar and sharing a lot of things with the Aries reading that I just did, which I guess that's not super surprising because astrologically speaking, many people who have Aries placements have Taurus placements, or many people who have Taurus placements also have Aries placements. So if you have Aries placements in your chart, you can go check out the other reading if you want to, because this feels like another layer of the story. It almost feels like you're being prepared for choices. Like there are choices to be made and there are people coming into your reality, and this reading is kind of like a heads up in preparation for those choices that you need to make. All right, so let's jump in. Starseed, what lights you up? So immediately I feel like I always, the last Taurus reading, I think the Starseed card came out too, right? If anybody can go back to that reading and just let me know in the comments, but I swear that this card has been coming out for the Taurus collective a lot, like a lot. So I feel like maybe some of you guys are light workers in your own right, or if you're not visible with your work, you at least know personally that you're moving energy, you're tapping into this space, doing things that light you up, and seeding consciousness in your own way, in your own spaces on the planet, whether that be through things like metaphysics, or that could be through things that heal the body, or different spirituality modalities, or different healing modalities. It feels like you're like doing your own work in your own part of the world to like see the consciousness, to influence, to impact. And for a lot of you, this is just very simple things, very simple hobbies and activities that you just came into this lifetime just having an affinity for or being drawn to, and you don't know why you're drawn to them, but you just like to do this work for whatever reason. You enjoy doing this. You are moved to do this. You're moved to help others. You're just moved to heal yourself or another person or a group of people with your words, with your actions, with whatever you do in some way, shape, or form. We have birthing a new age, which has also come out a lot for a lot of people, a lot of signs, I think Taurus included too. Birthing a new age has been talking to me lately about birthing new realities for ourselves, stepping into new realities, higher timelines that serve the version of us today that we're embodying, serving the energetic signature that we're holding today versus, let's just say, a year ago or 2 years ago when we were completely different people. And then we have trust and niggle. So your intuition is going to be a very big thing, and tuning into what it is telling you in the next couple of weeks is going to be really important. I feel like this is because you have some decisions to make soon, or just maybe navigating a pathway that is not super clear to you. So it's almost like because you aren't able to like truly, you know how people are always like, you're either left brain, right brain. I've read a while back, I think this was the work of Robert Monroe, and he talks a lot about that not being a thing. After all his research, he's come to the conclusion that we're supposed to be using both sides of our brain. Like that is what the human experience is supposed to be. Knowing when to use the logical, knowing when to use the spiritual, knowing when to use the intellect, knowing when to use the intuition. And that's what this reminds me of. It almost feels like maybe you're not going to be able to trust your logic in a sense, or just trust the way that things appear. So you're going to have to lean into your intuitive knowing more and more and more. And maybe that is what birthing a new age is. Maybe you are leaning into your intuitive understanding even more and more and more. Like you're going deeper and deeper and deeper into the realm of sensing the world in that way. Then last but not least from this deck, we have the don't dim to fit in. And isn't it interesting that I just talked about intuition and sensing the world in a different way, and perhaps realizing that everybody won't be able to relate to that, but being completely comfortable in your reality and not feeling like you need to adjust or shift or change or make yourself small to fit where you no longer belong. All right. The first set of cards we have, Taurus from the tarot, are the Two of Cups and the King of Swords. It almost feels to me like we're dealing with relationship dynamics. And I think the Aries reading also started with this. Maybe not the Two of Cups. I think theirs started with the Lovers card, which is very similar to this card, except it doesn't have like the angels pulling it together, which is traditionally how the Lovers card looks. But the Two of Cups is more like unions, coming into union, deciding who we are going to partner with. And when I think of unions, I think of being equally yoked. I think of balance. I think of fairness. I think of reciprocity in an equal way. And those may be some of the themes that are coming up for you in the next couple of weeks. Making decisions, King of Swords, and being like very logical about the decisions that you're making about the unions in your life, the partnerships. In whatever way, shape, or form you are engaging partnership in your life in the coming weeks. This could be making decisions about relationships and lovers or business partners or friends. Two of Cups talks about all of those things. It's just union, the coming together of two energies. But I feel like there's almost like it's almost like there is a scrutiny that I feel like you're being encouraged to have when deciding on these dynamics. Like you're almost like supposed to be getting more information to see what serves you best. What serves you best to align with this new reality that you're creating. All right, the next set of cards we have are the Three of Wands and the King of Pentacles. And I feel like this is you. It almost feels like this is you. At this card talks to me about like a cellular level transformation, like becoming different, not even realizing that you're becoming different. It's like like a self journey, like you're constantly meeting yourself. This feels like you are meeting a future version of yourself, or this is what you're developing right now, like a future version of yourself. Or you're trying to set up your reality. Let's just say like you're trying to aspire to a specific reality, and you have like the vision of that reality, and now you're like picking the players who are going to be in that reality with you. And then we have the Star and the Ten of Swords. Taurus, you're actually coming up to me as a star in this reading. You're coming up to me as a star, following your North Star, following higher guidance. And maybe this is what the trust the niggle is. It's almost like you're now so different that your decision-making process has to be different too, in who you're allowing in your life, who you're partnering up with in your life. Like, it's like you're picking the players based on the newest version of you. Maybe you're healing from some kind of ending. Maybe this is like a triggered reaction. Maybe this is the reaction from like you experiencing something that did not align with the reality that you're trying to birth or create. Maybe you experienced something recently that you didn't expect, and now it has become clear to you that you need to be a lot more careful with who you align with. Because it feels like to me like it's almost like you're holding your energy in this container, and it feels to me like the intention is to protect yourself, but in this small space, like, yes, you are protected, but you're also cut off from possibilities. No one can touch you, and that is a good thing, but also a not so good thing at the same time. Like, you can stay in this box for as long as you want to, and it is protecting you, but it doesn't help you to step into the future version of yourself that you are creating. Like, you could stay in that box as long as you want, but it's holding up this future you. Kind of like this is coming to me as like the next level of your life, the next version of yourself. Maybe this is even like building a business. Like, you are building a business, you're picking your people who are gonna elevate you to that level of success, whatever success means to you. Maybe this is just a metaphor for another level of your life where you want to align with more quality people, and you have that vision of where you want to end up, and now you are kind of like navigating your reality to see who you'll include and who will be able to take you there to that reality that you want for yourself. All right, so let's jump into the next row. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Lots of stress, a lot of anxiety about what you're going to work on, who you're going to work with. Maybe this is work for some of you. Who am I going to work with? Who is going to align with me to give me the reality that I am envisioning? There's a lot of stress with that. And I feel like the stress is coming mostly because it's almost like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, like this would have been different. Like you aligning with whatever you're trying to align with, like whether that be a relationship or jobs or whatever it is, would have been like a completely different decision-making process. You would have navigated these decisions in a completely different way. Worlds apart from what you're doing now. But we have the Death and the Hierophant, which to me, it is talking about a transformation of self. It's almost like you're stepping into you're becoming more you. You're becoming who you never thought that you would be. Maybe you didn't even know that you would have changed this much over the years, but it's like you have transformed so deeply. Your transformation has been so deep that if you're really thinking about your journey, Taurus, you will realize that you are such a different person today. And as a result, your reality and the decisions that you make and the players that you pick need to meet who you are today, because you are different. It's like there's like a rainbow shooting from this person's, like, it's like you died and came back to life as a completely new person. It's like, it's like, I use this example a lot. The Saturn return, I just went through mine. During my Saturn return, Pluto was also on my ascendant. And the way I would describe that transit, I felt like I was like showing up in life every single day. And internally, I was having like the biggest conflict, the biggest like there was a storm inside of me because I felt myself changing. Like I felt that transformation. Every bit of that transformation I felt like I died 1,000 deaths. And I came back every time as a different person, and no one around me knew. No one around me knew all of these deaths that I was having internally. Maybe a few people in my reality that I keep very close, but everybody else, I looked like the same old Tawana. Nothing else is changing about you. You know? That's how this feels. Like you've died maybe many deaths, and you are entirely new. This even almost feels like an elevation. Like an elevation of consciousness, an elevation of your vibration. And this is the appearance of someone in your reality, Taurus, because I don't think this is you. This is like the heads up of the reading. It's like, Taurus, this person is coming in your reality, and they're appearing as a King of Cups, which is, we know that to be water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But it's almost like the reading is saying, Taurus, this person is coming into your reality, and as a result of the changes that you have gone through, be aware that this energy is one that you'll have to make a decision on. Maybe this is an energy that you have invested in the past. Who knows? They're coming up as the King of Swords, clarified by the Seven of Swords, which I don't love the Seven of Swords energy because it means that they're either being very strategic or they're trying to hide something. And then we have the Seven of Wands. I think you already know, though. I think you already know. This to me comes up as your energy being very resolute, I want to say. Resolute in your transformation. It's almost like you're seeing this person entirely differently because you have changed. Whoever this King of Cups is to you, maybe you're working on something with this King of Cups. It could be a relationship, it could be a business, it could be, but they look different to you all of a sudden. It's because you have changed. It almost feels like this person may not even be a bad person, but for this reality, Taurus, for this reality that you're in, nothing can be hidden from you because you are trusting your niggle. It may even be like a vibrational mismatch based on you being this newer version of who you are. And for others of you, I feel like it's almost like there is an ending to something that you're working on with this King of Cups, because you are different. You couldn't even pretend to still be the same if you tried. Even if you didn't want whatever to end between you and this King of Cups to end, like even if you didn't want that to happen, it almost feels like, Taurus, like you have transcended that reality. You don't have a choice. You're different now. Based on the energy of this person, it's almost like it cannot hold space for you and them in this reality anymore. Maybe this one is just coming up to like have a conversation with you. Hey Taurus, like, remember when we used to do it's like, no, I don't remember actually. I don't remember when I used to do those things. I don't. Or maybe I do remember, but I don't want to remember. Like I hope I'm communicating this well. All right, next card we have, next set of cards we have are the Knight of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Page of Swords. And this also feels like maybe this is another manifestation of this King of Cups in your reality. Or this could be another person entirely. The Knight of Wands comes up as passionate energy, fire energy, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Moved by inspiration, what lights you up. It almost feels like these things, these people, if this is another person for you, it's like they're coming back from the old reality, and like this reading is supposed to give you a heads up, like Taurus, if you're really being honest with yourself and you really are like using your intuitive muscle, which you've been developing because you've transformed so much, you'll know that you've like completely vibed out of the timeline that you were in with these people. That's how this is coming up to me. And please don't take this as like you're like higher vibrationally, or you're like whatever. I feel like a lot of times with energy work, people can like use it to feed your ego, but that's really not how it is, because we are shifting and changing energy so often based on our life experiences. Like today you may be vibing really high and then something happens to you and you have a terrible human moment, and like that completely kills your vibe. So this is not a competition, this is just a observation. And I encourage you all to think of that. Like, even if, let's just say, there are people who you aren't feeling like there's an energetic match between you anymore. It's not an opportunity for you to be like, oh, like you're low vibrational or you're whatever. You're just not a match. Like, it's fine. There are times when you are not in great energy either. It's okay. Like, it's not an opportunity to like compete with anyone else. Anyway, that it's like this person is coming in your reality, maybe for forgiveness, maybe for whatever they want to have a conversation, whatever they're strolling through to say to you. It's like you have a decision to make. You have decisions, maybe multiple decisions, because maybe these are multiple people in your reality. Two of Swords, Three of Swords, Two of Pentacles. These are the decisions that don't feel good, but you know in your heart what is true. You know, based on who you are today, that maybe you can't like engage, you can't continue, it doesn't fit into the new reality. It doesn't fit into the new reality. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, the World, and the Ten of Pentacles. This is like, to me, like an elevation, like a graduation. This is like, we start the reading with a decision, like being very factual about your decision. And this to me is like the end point, like where you're trying to go. Maybe this is a decision for you based on like a business, like you want to have a certain level of security, financial security, or you want to have a certain level of relationship security, or you want to have a certain level of whatever the security or the stability is. It's almost like the path to getting there, you have to make some tough decisions based on not where you've been, but where you are trying to go. And some of the people that are like coming up in your reality in the next couple of weeks, they just don't fit anymore. They don't fit anymore. It's like you can't compromise anymore, Taurus. It's like you can't compromise on the path anymore. You can't make compromises for people anymore. You can't make compromises for places that don't serve you anymore. There are no more compromises. You just have to be very logical, very strategic. But also, I almost don't even want to say logical, because I don't feel like you're using your logic kind of to sense this. I feel like you're using your new intuitive understanding. That's what I feel like you're using to make these decisions. And Taurus, I do want to say, if this is not you, and this is a King of Pentacles in your reality, or a King of Swords in your reality, which is like air sign, earth sign energy, I feel like that's where the North Star is pointing. I do feel that way, but the decision is going to be up to you all. I just think this reading is like bringing it into your awareness that you'll just have to navigate carefully for the next couple of weeks based on the reality that you said you wanted. All right, so let's get some advice. Spirit, what's the closing advice for Taurus? Closing advice for Taurus. All right, we have the situation will improve. Love that. No. And trust. And I think those are pretty self-explanatory, so I'm going to leave it here. Thank you, as always, for watching, Taurus, and I'll see you next time. Bye.